Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In today's lesson we're going to look at subtracting integers and how we work with integers when there are two negative signs or a positive and a negative as well. Let's get into it.
So let's look again at our number line and just recap what positive and negative and addition and subtraction mean in this case. So we have our positive or our adding. And whenever we have a positive number, we're talking about moving in the right direction. We're getting bigger. When we have a negative, we're talking about moving in the negative direction or we're getting smaller. So this is important to remember when, like we have previously with adding of integers, but also now that we're moving into the subtraction of integers. Okay, now we can simplify our addition and subtraction signs when we have two repeated symbols. For example, 3 plus positive 8, we can simplify that down to make those two symbols into one so that it's easier to work with. So when we have two symbols or two addition symbols, we replace that with just the single addition symbol. If we have two negative symbols, so if we have 8 take away negative 6, we would replace that subtraction and that negative sign with a positive. If we have a positive and a negative, we keep it as a negative, and if we have a negative and a positive, we keep it as a negative. So essentially, if they're two of the same sign, they become positive. If it's two different signs, so a negative and a positive, they become negative. Okay, so now we can practice simplifying using those little rules that we've just made in that table. And I've popped the table over here so that if we get confused, we can simply look back at our table. And I'm just going to grab a pen so that we can draw as well. So here we have positive 12 take away negative 15. So we've got our two symbols here. So essentially this is a negative times a negative, which we'll learn more about in future days. But two negatives, if we come over to our table, two negatives make a positive. So we actually write this as 12 plus 15. Again, we've got a positive and a negative, or a negative and a positive. So a negative and a positive gives us a negative. So this is actually negative 7 take away 11. We have negative 19 take away negative 19. So a negative and a negative makes a positive. So this actually becomes negative 19 plus 19. Then we have negative 13 take away negative 9. So again, two negatives make it a positive, so we go negative 13 plus 9. And our final one, which is 12, take away positive 17. So a negative and a positive gives us a negative, so it's 12 take away 17. Okay, so let's do an example using our simplifying method again. So we have 3 take away positive 5. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at our negative 3 plus 5. That was a terrible circle. So negative 3 plus 5. So our negative and a positive will give us a negative. So this is still a negative. So it would be 3. So we find our 3. And we're going to take away 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the answer to this is negative 2. Now over here we have a negative and a positive. So, a negative and a negative. A negative and a negative will give us a positive. So we replace this with a positive and we end up with negative 1 plus 4. So I might change colours so that we can clearly see, maybe a blue. So negative 1 is here. Negative 1 plus 4 goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So we end up at positive 3. So the answer here is 3. So let's state whether our answer from this is going to be positive, negative, or 0. So 12 take away negative 15. So again, this becomes positive. So it becomes 12 plus 15. 12 plus 15. Would give us a positive answer. Negative 7 and a negative and a positive gives us a negative. So negative 7 take away 11 gives us a negative. Negative 19 and two negatives gives us a positive. So it's negative 19 plus 19 gives us 0. Negative and negative again is a positive. So negative 13 plus plus 9 gives us a negative, because negative 13 plus 9 is still a negative number. And 12 and a negative and a positive gives us a negative. So we go 12, take away 17, gives us a negative.
Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, if you have any questions, please make sure you ask. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.